Hey, it's Josh coming to you from the RPM shop. Talking about the strikers today. We just received them this last week. They're starting to hit dealers and consumers. Starting to field quite a few telephone calls from people wanting to turn wrenches on them, adjust them, and modify them for their specific shooting style. So that being said, we're shooting a few tutorials on how to do different things. One of the questions that's come through over the course of this last week is what this and why we left this additional pin in this saddle, at the bottom of the string limb saddle. The reason that we did that is it just gives you additional adjustment. So what you can do, and it takes quite a bit to do it, you're going to have to take the string off, you're going to have to back off the pressure in the limb bolts so that the strings, the yoke strings, link strings, and also the bowstring are pretty loose. Then you're going to take this 1/8 inch button head screw out. And then you can take this axle and move it to this top piece and then move that bare axle down, tighten it back up. What this will do is it will actually decrease the overall draw weight of the striker by 20%. So if you're at 50 pounds and you move this axle to this particular position, it's going to drop it down to about 40 pounds. We've had these bows as light as 13 pounds on the scale by moving this axle to this particular point here. One thing that it does do is once you move this axle to this other groove, is it'll shorten the draw length, the overall draw length of the striker, basically 1 inch. So instead of being a 28.5 inch overall draw length for the standard striker, it's going to drop it down to 27.5. But most of the people that are going to want to shoot a lightweight style bow, in the, call it the 13 to 20 pound range, are going to have a little bit shorter arms, and it fits them perfectly. But again, it takes a little bit to do. You're going to have to take the string off and then obviously take this button head screw out, rotate this axle up to this particular groove, take the solid axle down, and then reinstall it. But it'll decrease the overall draw weight of your striker by about 20%, which is pretty significant. Again, for other tutorials on the striker and why we build them the way that we did, check us out on rpmbowfishing.com.